Hey, it's 3 a.m., and I'm sitting here with my fourth cup of mint tea, trying to figure out how to tell you about my weird path into vegetarianism without sounding like one of those people. You know the ones. They corner you at parties to talk about spirulina and how their chakras have never been more aligned. That's not me, I swear. 6 months ago, I was the person making fun of veggie burgers and secretly wondering if vegetarians were all part of some strange cult. So what changed? Well, picture this. I'm sitting in my doctor's office, still in my work clothes, because I squeezed this appointment in during lunch. He's looking at my blood work with that face doctors make when they're trying not to freak you out. Your cholesterol, he says, tapping his pen against the paper, is concerning. Then he starts talking about family history and heart disease, and suddenly, those veggie-loving people I used to roll my eyes at don't seem so crazy anymore. That night, I fell into a stress-induced Google spiral. WebMD convinced me I was dying. Thanks, WebMD. But then I started finding actual research papers, real studies, not blog posts about miracle cures, but legitimate scientific research about plant-based diets and heart health. And holy crap, you guys, the rabbit hole goes deep. The protein thing, or how I learned to stop worrying and love lentils. My Aunt Karen, yes, she's actually named Karen, and yes, she lives up to the name, keeps asking about protein. Every single family dinner. But honey, how do you get your protein? She'll ask, while pointedly staring at my plate of curry. Last week, I finally snapped and showed her a picture of a gorilla. Karen, I said, this guy? Pure vegetarian. Want to arm wrestle him? But let's actually talk about protein because I was obsessed with this too. Get ready for some mind-blowing facts that my protein-obsessed brain couldn't handle at first. A cup of lentils has about 18 grams of protein. That's basically the same as a hamburger, minus the guilty nap afterward. Chickpeas, quinoa, once I learned how to pronounce it, and my new best friend tofu are all protein powerhouses. The first time I successfully cooked tofu, after 3 soggy failures and 1 smoky disaster, I felt like I'd won MasterChef. Article continues with similarly personal and casual tone through sections about health benefits, environmental impact, and daily challenges of vegetarianism. The real talk about this whole thing. Look, I mess up sometimes. Last month, I accidentally ate a soup that had chicken broth, and 2 weeks ago, I had a minor breakdown in Whole Foods because I couldn't figure out which of the 47 different meat alternatives actually taste like food instead of seasoned cardboard. I've had nights where I dream about my mom's meatballs. Sorry, Mom, the veggie version isn't the same, but I'm trying. But here's the thing that keeps me going. My cholesterol is down 50 points. My energy is up. I haven't needed my acid reflux meds in months. And somehow, impossibly, I've become that person who gets excited about finding new ways to cook Brussels sprouts. Past me would be horrified. Current me is too busy planning what to do with the farmer's market haul in my fridge to care. The environmental stuff that blew my mind. Okay, stick with me here because these numbers made me spit out my coffee when I first read them. 1 pound of beef takes about 1,800 gallons of water to produce. I did the math. That's like running your shower continuously for 3.5 days. Meanwhile, my beloved lentils are just chilling over here, using about 40 gallons per pound. They're like the Toyota Prius of proteins. And get this, we're using 80% of our farmland to raise animals for meat, but getting only 18% of our calories from it. This is like renting a huge apartment, but living in the closet. It makes no sense. Continues with more personal observations about environmental impact. What nobody tells you about going vegetarian. Everyone talks about the health benefits and environmental impact, but nobody warns you about the weird stuff, like how your taste buds actually change, vegetables suddenly taste amazing, or how you'll become weirdly passionate about mushrooms. Seriously, I caught myself in an hour-long conversation about different mushroom varieties at a party last week. Who even am I anymore? Your dreams get weird too. I had a vivid dream about swimming in a pool of quinoa. My therapist had a field day with that one. And the questions. Oh my God, the questions. Everyone suddenly becomes a nutrition expert. But what about iron? Spinach exists, Karen. Don't you miss bacon? Sometimes, but my arteries don't. Is your boyfriend vegetarian too? No, and somehow we've managed not to kill each other over dinner choices. So, what now? If you've made it this far without rolling your eyes or clicking away, congratulations. Maybe you're curious about trying this vegetarian thing. Maybe you're just amused by my late-night ramblings. Either way, here's my completely unsolicited advice. Start small. Maybe try one vegetarian day a week, or just swap out your usual lunch for something plant-based. Nobody's giving out medals for being a perfect vegetarian. Trust me, I checked. It's okay to mess up, learn, and figure things out as you go. And if you're wondering, yes, I still sometimes look longingly at burger commercials. Yes, I've tried every meat alternative on the market, including one that made my kitchen smell like wet dog. And yes, I've become that person who takes pictures of their food for Instagram. But my doctor's happy, my body's happy, and surprisingly, I'm actually happy too. Even if you never go vegetarian, maybe this rambling post has made you think differently about what's on your plate, or at least entertained you while you were procrastinating at work. I see you, and I appreciate you. P.S. My Aunt Karen finally tried my lentil loaf at Thanksgiving. She said it was interesting, which in Karen speak means she didn't hate it. I'm counting that as a win. P.P.S. If anyone has a foolproof recipe for crispy tofu, please share it in the comments. I'm tired of making tofu scramble every time I mess up the crispy technique.